Let's see. Start video, maybe. Ah!
Hey, Sofia.
Hello, Hong Kong.
Hello.
Yeah, you good?
How are you guys? Long time no seen.
Yeah, it's been a time, yes.
I like your masks. Very trendy.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
are obliged.
Make the video or something?
This is today's office.
All right.
Oh, nice. Are you in a hotel, a restaurant?
Restaurant, yes. Restaurant with
Okay,
best
of course
coconut.
you're eating.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. I'm at my parents' house.
Ah, beautiful.
Hello.
We should pay for
Yeah, we should go, I think.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Sophia, I leave you in the hands of the other two.
Okay, let's try it.
so we do speaker view. How's that?
I'm a bit worried, but okay.
Oh God.
6 and 7. We have a chat.
Yes.
Is this the best way that we can see it?
I was surprised because of everything I had to
Yes,
do.
I'm ready. Okay, go ahead. So we start.
Okay, we have
73 pounds and only
Actually, let's do the quick introduction. We have Sophia. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. It's kind of hard for me to, all right, it's better if I can see. There we go. So we would like to welcome you to the HKTA Player Development.
Thanks for having me.
I was miserable and I knew I had to.
Yeah. We appreciate you.
we have a short video.
We have
Okay.
a short video that Stefan has produced. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a high quality production.
Yes,
Take a
I
look.
saw it.
Okay, perfect. Sophia.
Nice. Well done, Stefan.
Also, sorry.
Oh, there's the kids. Hello.
It is, I've got a lot of chats saying it's loud. So Sophia, how did you see the video? Was that clear to you?
It was skipping a little bit.
You skipped things a little bit.
Maybe it's my
Okay, so
network.
yes. So what we would hope is that all the players here had a chance to look at the PDF to see a little about your career. And
Yeah.
we actually thought we would try to do this week a little different. So we have video clips, quite a few video clips of you playing different points of quite top players all over the world. So,
Only points that I won, right? I hope.
Yes, that was
Yes.
Stefan's idea.
Good.
So that's actually, yes, I believe you have most of the points. We did our best to make you look good. So
Perfect.
idea is pick one videos we'll watch you play the point, and I will talk to you and comment about, your thoughts at that point. And then we hope
Okay.
that the players will actually type a couple of chat questions.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
guys will hopefully sift through these chat-ins, and then the players will ask a question to you. However, it's basically all just you talking to us. So we'll do
Oh,
this
no,
where it's
okay.
just the three of us are chatting, and the players they'll type questions if they have the questions. Okay, how
Okay.
about we
So
get
do I
started?
need to look at the questions or? Okay.
Actually,
Tell me.
We don't know the questions yet.
Mm-hmm. We'll see
Hi,
what's coming.
Sofia.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Nice to
Thank
see
you
you.
thank you for accepting and being here with us.
No worries.
We just a little thought from my side. We met on the tour many times, and I remember meeting each other and crossing paths many times in the practice courts, in the fitness, and in the players' lounge. And the picture I have about you is a very nice friend girl, always smiling, working very hard and determined in achieving her goals. That's my memory about you.
It's about the same that I have about you, Andrea.
So I'm very happy you accepted our invitation. Let's see what we can learn from your game
Yeah,
and points.
sure.
We will have the
Okay.
first point coming on.
Okay, let's see.
So let's see the quality of this. We hope it's good. So this first video, go ahead.
So first video should be the against Ivanovic at Roland Garros 2008.
Yeah,
And she became then world number 1.
yeah, I remember that. I played her twice. I played her 1 year and then the year after again in the first round. So, and first year she made finals and second year she won. So I guess she liked to play against me.
Well done.
So maybe we can say that I was the runner-up there, since you won.
It's quite glitchy.
Could you see the point? There it comes again.
Yeah, I'm dictating the point. That's what I was trying to do. It's not easy against her, but if she makes me run, it's very tough. So Ivanovic had a huge forehand. So what I wanted to do was to dictate a point. Otherwise, I was in big trouble. At least I managed to do it there, at that point.
Yeah, that was good. So
Yeah, and I see you are starting with a wide serve and then you move her immediately to take advantage of her return that is quite central and not very deep, right?
Yes,
I think
trying
that's
to play in the open courts. So where she's not. So Anna had, like I said, huge forehand. So I was maybe serving a little bit more to her backhand, maybe to see if she can, you know, if I can get an easier ball to play on. And yeah, of course, the first serve is very important that I put in, because if I get my second serve, you know, I would be maybe under trouble. So it helps first serve in.
was that your overall tactics to start on her backhand?
I would say so, yeah. Most of maybe backhand or into the body. I mean, she could hit winners from everywhere with her forehand, so I was for sure aiming a bit more to her backhand. But then, of course, you need variation. If I only serve to her backhand, she's gonna wait for that one and maybe go around with the forehand. So I also need to use the serve wide to her forehand.
Yeah, that's so, Sophia, we apologize. It's kind of technical difficulties. We're trying to get the video issue worked out. So we
No
can actually
worries.
see. Yeah, we need to see
I'm a
it play through.
patient woman.
Okay, so let's try a second clip. It's also against Ivanovic.
Okay.
And let's see how this works.
Yeah. Okay, she's serving. I can't really see. I'm hitting a winner down the line. No.
Okay, we're going to try to switch off the Wi-Fi and see if we can.
Or yours. Still glitch, huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Should I stop my video and see if it's faster or?
No. We want you nice and clear in the picture.
Okay.
I'm going to try to switch to our data off the telephones real quick.
But Stefan is important.
Yeah.
He's the host.
Okay. Bear with us, Sophia.
No worries. I have all day. Just need to feed Alexander also sometimes, but.
Okay. So we have
Quite regular, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second video clip.
It's coming now.
I have a question.
Try to play it.
Oh.
Can you play it again? Again. Now you have the variation with serving T. I see. And then right away you go for the forehand inside out. You go.
I go to her backhand, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I was trying to do also with her, like as soon as she get like a shorter ball, I was trying to step in the court. So don't wait for it, because against those top players, a short ball can be 1 meter inside the baseline, you know. So you need to take advantage of that. As soon as you have an opportunity, just go for it a little bit. So got to take my chances. So
Yeah,
I
so
guess
you
that's
see-
what I was doing.
See this. Still stop. Sorry, Sophia, we're still trying to work it out. But yes, like, yeah, here we go. This is a different point here, the smash.
Yeah.
This is again the point where you're gonna serve. You are serving wide.
Yeah, and then going. It's
Opposite.
unusual
Yeah,
to see me at
good
the
serve.
net. Normally I was only at the net when I was thanking for the match, but sometimes I was stepping inside, and I think my overall game, I was a baseliner. I was hitting pretty heavy, and I think I didn't hit so many winners, but I didn't miss also. But against those top players, I felt that I really need to step it up a bit more and maybe go for it a bit. You got to play to win against them. They're not gonna lose it. So
Yeah, so that's basically I would talk to you about after all these years of watching you play is I've watched you play a lot of these big matches live, and you definitely, exactly what you said, your court position always seemed to get better with these bigger matches against the better players. What I always noticed is just like the couple of points we just watched, the court position, you're tighter to the baseline. Obviously,
Yeah.
you don't want to play a lot of defense, and you definitely capitalized on like a shorter ball or a slower ball, and I think you see it here. Actually, this is a point. This is actually a point where you defended quite well, and then yeah, this is a point where I believe you played quite good defense.
Yeah.
Just hanging there.
Yeah.
I think an interesting point for our players is the fact that you say, I need to step up, I need to take advantage. But when I look at the placement of your shots, they are not necessarily more risky or closer to the line. So you do step in and you take advantage and are aggressive, but if you in.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like walking out of this is the center court of Roland Garros. It's always a bit nerve-wracking, you know, walking out of this court, playing against a top player, and they have a huge advantage because they are used to this. So it's easy to get a bit nervous and feel like you need to overplay, you know, but you're just gonna try to play your normal game, and as we said, the court position is very important. What the top players do well is they see the opportunity so early, they step in the court as soon as they get the chance. And if you're stepping back a little bit, maybe you're nervous, you're stepping back a bit in the court, they're gonna have so much time. So I always felt that the beginning of the match was very important, that you feel comfortable, you win a few games and you feel good out there, because no matter what ranking you are or how good you are, you're always going to be a bit nervous. So the beginning is always very important, and it all comes down to the footwork. Unfortunately, you need to work those feet a lot, so the nerves, so you relax a bit, and yeah, don't overplay, just try to play a normal game against one of the world's best. It's not easy, but you have to try.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I always noticed about you, big match player. You know, I watched you play the lower ranked players, and you were definitely a different type of player. When you had these big matches, especially like Memphis, or we'll go through at the end of this, how many players that you actually beat that actually won big titles,
Yeah.
or that also became number one in the world and have an incredible record against those players.
Yeah.
So I think the video here, we should be what, the fifth video?
Sixth, I think.
Sixth?
Or
Stefana play the sixth video.
Stefan, number 6.
Maybe we can blur the score over there.
All right. Yeah. We'll try to. This actually, I'm sure our players will recognize this player.
You are playing against Tina.
This will be Lena, U.S. Open. What is it? 2013.
Yes, that's
Right?
correct. Second round.
See that?
And I remember this match because my feeling after this match was, oh, now you blurred. I felt that we were kind of hitting pretty hard, both of us, maybe the same speed, but the difference I felt was that she was standing next to the baseline. I was 1.5 meters behind. So she had all the time, more time than me. And that's maybe, you know, it's different. I'm used to playing maybe a little bit lower ranked players, and those top 10 or top 5 players you play once in a while. So the speed of the ball was for sure different, and that made me go back a bit in the court, and she had a lot of time. You can see she's stepping in a lot in the court and putting pressure on me. So yeah, she's a great player.
Yeah, did they show the video?
No, not yet. Coming? Coming? Let's go.
I didn't see it.
we will become perfect
This is quite
movie makers. You know, we synchronize, we send things.
Good.
no?
Yes, we're waiting. It's
didn't-
not on
We didn't see it.
because we don't see the screen of that.
So what do we do? Okay. Now we see these guys.
I don't know what you. Oh,
There
there
it
it is.
is.
Okay, can we see it again, please?
A lot of chats about the videos.
Can you see it, Sophia?
Yeah, it's lacking a little bit, but am I stepping in the court and winning the point?
Yes, you do.
Perfect.
Okay, so how do we get back to her where we can see?
So what was the text here compared to playing against Ivanovic? What are you trying to achieve and what make you win this point?
Well, it's the kind of the same tactic. I never wanted to be the player who was running. So I mean, for me, it was very important to put in my first serve. Like the first 1, 2, 3 shots were very important that I get to dictate a point. But when you play a player when you play Lina, I mean, she's pretty solid everything she does, you know, back and forehand solid, you know, she's stepping in the court and returning the ball very fast. And the thing with US Open is also when it's very humid and it's hot, and so the ball travels faster than it normally would, and the feeling is that it's flying a little bit. So what I was trying to do was, of course, to get her outside the court, you know, and hit to the open court and dictate a point. But she is a very good returner and she's striking the ball very good. So of course it was very difficult for me. If I was hitting hard, she was just stepping in and just meeting the ball and just returning it even faster. So I really need to be ready with my feet. And my feeling, as I said before, was that we were hitting the same speed, maybe standing on the baseline hitting, which made me go back a bit in the court, and it gave her a lot of time. So, yeah.
Okay, let's try. This is a little bit better.
Yeah, now I see it. Yeah. So use the angles. For sure that was one of my tactics, which I did good at that point.
Yeah, so what I also recall, obviously, a lot about you is that first serve percentage. When you had the serve +1, especially the serve +1 with this backhand, you were quite lethal. And that's, if you watch the highlights of a lot of these points, that's where you really see where you're winning quite a high percentage of points with the serve plus backhand.
Yeah,
so
backhand was
I definitely recall that from you over the years, that was a go-to play for sure.
Yeah, that was one of my weapons. And my first, like you said, the serve for me was very important, especially to get a lot of first serves in. Yeah.
It was definitely tough to beat when the first serve percentage was high, especially fast courts or indoor courts. The wide serve, the wide serve at the first serve was always good. The tees actually wide serve plus T serve quite good. So here we have a clip. This looks like Bolstad.
Mm-hmm.
What year was this here?
Oh.
This would be, I forget.
Maria Sanchez.
Yeah, so she won the tournament the year before, I think, against Wozniacki. So he was a great clay court player, using a lot of drop shots and spin, and so I really need to be patient here. And she actually had, I think, 5 or 6 match points. So this was a very long match, but somehow I used my patience and yeah, just striking the ball at the right time. You know, I really need to wait it for the right shot, so I don't overdo anything. Just keeping it solid and wait for the opportunity to hit the open court and make life hard for her on the court.
Go ahead.
So how was it playing at home?
I think it's different. Of course, there's no other place you wanted to play your best tennis than at home, but it can also be a bit, you can be nervous because you have a lot of friends and family there, and sometimes it's easier to go on a court where you know, when you don't know anyone. But in this match, I think I played a very good match. It's very nice to have the audience behind you, and I think it was only her coach cheering for her and the rest was cheering for me, so of course that helps a lot. So, and I think this was my best result in Boston, playing semis, and clay was not my favorite surface, so I was very happy with this win.
Who actually did you play that year in the next match?
Sorry, what was that?
Who did you play after this?
I played. I played, I think, Johanna Larsson in the semis, and I think Johanna lost to Serena Williams in the final. And the year before, she won against Wozniacki in the final. So she was defending champion here.
So as you know, we've practiced on this court for years.
Yep.
This exact court, you and I practice, like, this court is incredibly heavy.
Yes.
Incredibly slow. It's got to be one of the slowest red clay courts I've played in the whole world. And obviously it favors, I think for sure it favors like a player like this, a clay court player. And I know your best results for all these faster courts or hard courts. So how do you beat a player like this who's quite crafty, and what was the key to beating her here?
Well, I think, I mean, growing up in Sweden, we have cold weather, so we play a lot of indoors, and indoors we have faster courts, so the game kind of shapes after that. So playing on a clay court is, it's slow, you need more patience, so that was never my favorite. I did not use a lot of spin, so I hit pretty flat, so it didn't really suit clay courts. But in this particular match, I already won 2 matches in the tournament, so I felt I was playing well, and against her I felt I had nothing to lose, which helps. And I just knew I needed to stay out there for 3 hours if I wanted to win this match, and I guess I was ready to do the work. You know, I just play 1 point at a time and used a lot of patience and a little bit of luck here and there, and suddenly I was with my hands in the air and I won the match.
How would you describe that you managed to balance the fact that you want to be the one dictating and the one in charge, but then you are the one that has to have patience as well? How can our young players understand that?
Well, like playing aggressive doesn't really necessarily mean that you need to hit the lines, you know. You can still hit way inside the lines, but you can dictate a point anyway. So how to say it, I was playing aggressive but with patience, so I did not hit the lines, but I still made her move a lot. And yeah.
Yeah.
So here's actually match point, I believe.
Yeah, see? Looks easy.
Yes, it is. That was
Tennis is easy. Just do like that and you'll be fine.
Yes.
But it's I mean, on this level, it's everyone is so good, so you cannot give your opponents anything, you know. You really need to raise your lower game. You know, you can play against a player who's playing so well. Sometimes they are too good for you that day. You can't do anything, but you're not going to give them a lot of free points. That's what I was trying to do when I played. I just kept like I was trying not to miss so much, but still be aggressive and dictate the point. So
awesome. Okay, so I believe Stefan, that was the last clip. So it looks like we have like over 25 chat questions.
oh,
Stefan and Mark have a couple of questions from players.
okay.
Okay, it looks like the first question.
First question from Shiana. Can you please unmute yourself and ask the question?
There she is.
Wait, 1 second. I just need.
Hello.
Hi. So my question is, during changeovers, what do you usually think about and try to tell yourself to do? And does what you tell yourself to do differ from when you're winning or losing?
Well, actually, when I was playing, sometimes I would bring notes to my to the court. Even if I'm good at playing tennis, I sometimes forget a lot of things. So I was reminding myself of the things that I needed to do on the court. It could be maybe 3 different things. That was my tactics. So in the changeover, I was just trying to take a look at my notes and see if I was doing the right thing, and just trying to stay positive and trying to tell myself whatever the score was, just play 1 point at a time, and yeah, just keep focused. And you know, it's easy to, tennis is hard, you know, you're out there yourself, it's a lot of pressure, but if you can remain calm and positive, I think it's going to help you a lot.
Thank you.
Well, I'd say for sure you always did that quite well. Okay, next question. Go ahead.
It's from Prisha. Can you please unmute yourself and ask the question?
Now, one of your video clips already answered my question.
Has already answered your question too?
Okay.
Yeah, the video clip.
Oh, how about Sofia? So we have a Swedish guy here. Yes.
Oh.
Okay, we have Matthias Grunderborg.
Okay. Hey, Matthias.
My question was, after being on court against so many different opponents, whenever a new one comes along onto the tour and you don't really hear about, you've never really heard about them, you've never seen them before, is it like, do you ever get very nervous if all of a sudden you have to play them and you're the first person to play them on tour because you don't really know who they are as a player?
Yeah, I would say I was always nervous playing matches, and of course, if you don't know a player, it's always a bit nervous you don't know what they're gonna do or what's their best shot is. And I was always trying to, of course, my goal was to play my game, so I was trying to do my things when I was stepping out on the court, but I always try to find out a few things about my opponent. Maybe it can be someone, I can look at her results online and see who she played. And maybe I ask some of her opponents, like, what was she like? What's her best shot? So I knew a few things about her, but for sure it's difficult when you're playing a new player.
Thank you. And we have a question from Kyle. Kyle, can you please unmute yourself? Kyle? Okay, so let's go to Hart we also have Park. Can you please unmute yourself and ask the question?
What do you do when you're under pressure?
Yeah.
Can you say it again, please?
Oh, I only got the last part. When you're under pressure.
What do you do when you're under pressure?
Well, I was, like I said before, I always tried to play 1 point at a time. Sometimes I would fool myself. If the score, I was down maybe 4-2, I was just fool myself trying to tell myself that it's 2-all or 1-all, and just trying to play the points the same way. It's easy when you're down, you get negative, but you just try to show it's sometimes a bit of an act, you know. Sometimes you don't play well, but you don't want to show your opponent that you don't play well. So you just need to stay in there and show your opponent that you're fighting, and that's going to make your opponent tired. And also I was trying to think what I could do to improve my game. Maybe my footwork was lacking, or if I was missing too much, I was trying to maybe use the margins a bit more. And yeah, but staying positive and move your feet, then you're going to come a long way.
So I have one more question.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How many, like out of 100, like how much percent of fitness did you do and how much percent of training? Like with the racket?
Yeah, so when I was younger, until I was 14, I played table tennis as well. So I was only playing maybe 6 hours of tennis. But then when I was 14, I quit with table tennis. And at the young age, I played more tennis and less fitness. But as you get older, I was using more fitness. So I was staying without injuries. And when I was playing my best, I think I was playing maybe 3 hours of tennis and maybe 1 hour of fitness.
Okay.
But when I was younger, I played more tennis to get the hours in.
Okay.
How many hours did you play?
Normally in a day, I used to play about 2 hours.
Okay.
I do half an hour of fitness and 1.5 hours of tennis.
Oh, good. Sounds good. Good luck.
Last question.
I have one more question from myself.
Yeah.
So knowing what you know now, what would be the best advice you would give to yourself as a young player, a junior going for it?
Well, I think the only thing I didn't try was maybe I should have moved out of Sweden, like to practice where it was where I could practice outside. Because as I said, I did a lot of good results end of the year and the beginning of the year when I was playing indoors, but all the big tournaments were outside. Maybe I could improve more if I was, you know, living in Florida, just playing outside. But then still, I still like to be home. It's a hard line there too. But and one thing with my game also, maybe I should have taken more risks. I think as I said before, I was playing heavy and I did not miss much. If my highest ranking was 29 and I still beat top 5 players sometimes, but if I wanted to stay up there, I think I would have had to take more risks. But then I'm a calm person. I don't take many risks outside tennis, so maybe that shows on the court as well. So, but I'm proud of my career, so it's okay.
Without question, yeah. So Stefan had the question. So yes.
This is gonna be a hard one.
Yes. So in a pretty good year, let's say you play 20 matches. I'm looking a bit for what your expectancy is. So out of these 20 matches, how many matches would you play great, not so great, not so great? So Do you have an idea about that? How many matches did you really find perfect?
Well, the matches where you go on court and everything just feels great, that's maybe 1, 2, or 3. The rest of the matches are you don't play well, but you find a way to win. So I think that shows for everyone. I mean, even Roger Federer, everyone's like, oh, you're so good, you play so well, you win all the time. He's like, no, I don't play well all the time, but I find a way to win. So it's always like that. There's no player who feels great all the time, hitting all the shots. It's just a matter of finding a way to win. And that's the thing about tennis, finding a way when you don't feel good or playing well. Winning ugly sometimes. It's
Absolutely.
maybe it's very few matches where everything feels great. Yeah.
That's the best advice for sure for young people is just one quick last question. I had a quick discussion yesterday with a player. One of the top players here, one of the top boys we have. We were just discussing this PDF. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. There's just at a first look, there's 7 different players that you beat over your career that all went to have the #1 ranking in the world. Actually, that's not true, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4 players. 4 players that you beat went to have the #1 ranking in the world. Quick discussion with this boy. He asked, so what's the difference? Why couldn't she achieve #1 if these players could? What's the difference between those type of players and at the top of their career and where you were at the top of your career?
Well, I think for sure they had some things maybe that I didn't. I think one of the reasons was that I was playing as a top 5 player only a few times during a year. They had a much higher lower level than I had. So it's also, they managed to play good more often. I think the ranking is not, it doesn't say how good you are, it just say how often you play well. So they played well more often, I was saying, and maybe of course they had a few more weapons than I did maybe, but they played on the highest level more often. Their lower level was much higher.
It's good feedback. We appreciate it. So next step.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks, Sofia.
For being with us.
Thank you. It was nice to see you guys, and good luck to everyone. I hope I get to see you all in Hong Kong one day and practice with you.
That's true.
Yes.
Please drop by anytime. We'll have a place for you anytime.
That'll be fun.
Yes.
Maybe without the masks.
Yes, for sure. All right.
Take care, you guys.
Guys, everybody unmute yourself now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.